Hello, Republic of Gamers, and welcome to ROG Sidequest, the weekly show where ROG dives in to talk about various gaming topics. And today, we've been everywhere. We're finally getting to Minecraft. I say finally, this is like our 9th episode of this, so I think Minecraft within the top 10 makes perfect sense. Extremely colossally popular game, and we've got two guys joining me here today that have played a fair bit of Minecraft in their day. We've got Brian Mayday May. That's a mouthful. Mayday May.
Yeah, Mayday. It's the title of the last name.
Love it. What's up, Brian?
Yeah. How you doing? Thanks for having me on as I feel like I'm a reoccurring guest at this point, so I really appreciate
Oh, of course, yeah.
allowing us to come in.
Yeah, both of you
Yeah.
are. We've also got Eric Proteus Born. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Jake?
I'm doing well. So let's kind of talk about how we arrived at Minecraft. It's actually interesting because I never played much Minecraft. I've played a little bit. I've commentated a Minecraft tournament back in my commentary days, so that's what drove me to learn Minecraft. But I never really invested a ton of time into it. Fast forward to modern day, Valheim is absolutely ruining my life. It's consuming every ounce of free time that I can find. I played something like 20 plus hours this weekend. It was bad, but great at the same time. And people often call this Viking Minecraft or adult Minecraft, if that makes sense. But there's a lot of things about it that make me think of World of Warcraft that I like to relate to, just like the skill system and leveling up your skills to classic WoW. And but also I now understand the appeal of building in a game like this, and it's really fun. So just before we jump into Minecraft, have either of you tried Valheim yet?
Unfortunately, I have not.
Okay.
I just read the article about it though, and I'm looking to get into it. I just need to find my squad.
I can hold your hand and bring you in. It's a lot of fun. Eric, you negative as well?
Listen, I know myself. I know that kind of game. I know what's going to happen when I put my hands on it, and I just need to carve out, a week to be obsessed with it. That'll happen soon.
Okay.
But
Very good. Very good. That's all I want to hear. We got to make an RG server when this all happens, because I think it's the right place for it. But
Jake, how many hours do you have now?
well, I'm the kind of guy that won't log out of a game at night. So
I'm sure that's why.
I think on Steam
Yeah.
on Steam it says over
blame it on
200
that.
258.5 hours is what it says. That's not accurate. Yeah.
Found a way to
maybe
knock
more
off
like
some hours.
252.
Yeah.
51. Is that more accurate?
I think every Friday I do the RG live stream, and then I instantly boot up Valheim after, and then it's gonna be open for at least the whole weekend. So Friday night, the entire weekend, it's gonna be up. Because my wife and I built a huge castle together, and we've been just virtually we're on vacation, right? We finally left our house after a full year of quarantine. We finally have been able to go out in the world. It might be a different world, but it's been a much needed escape from this house. If that. I'm sure some people can relate to that. There's got to be some.
Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's kind of just talk about what brought you to Minecraft initially, Brian? When did you start playing?
Oh man, so I grew up on the Xbox 360, and all of my friends after elementary school, I can't believe I just said that. Wow, elementary school. Yeah, wow. We would 6th grade got on Xbox Live to play the 360 version of Minecraft. And this was, those servers were public, they were open, and we had one specifically for our school.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, we basically recreated our elementary school in Minecraft.
That's really neat.
So after school, we would keep going into school. It was just our little world that I grew up with. And over time, Minecraft has never left. So I've gotten to see this game evolve and change so much. So I'm sure Eric here has a little bit more experience than I do.
We'll see. I was a Lego kid, right? I grew up in the classic era of the old castles and pirates, and I had a somewhat embarrassing large Lego collection. So it was just natural for me to get excited about a game where you get to just build the purest sandbox imaginable. But really, it was my kids that drew me into it. I have two boys, 9 and 7, and I'm always on the lookout for a game to play with them. Our family plays games, and Minecraft is just such an easy answer. It was appropriate for kids who are young. It was their first introduction to, like dual stick sort of like movement in a game. And at first they were really intimidated. Like I tried to hand them controllers, be like, here, you can do whatever you want, and discover that they were just falling off cliffs because they didn't know how to move around. So
Did you have to
what I
craft
did to
them
get them
a
started,
pen, like a safety pen?
well, what I did actually is I made a labyrinth. I just went in, I made a basic one floor kind of maze with square rooms, nothing too fancy, and just started them on it. And they were thrilled.
That's
It
cool.
wasn't big enough. So for about a week, they would go to bed, and I'd load up Minecraft.
Tinkering.
I'd add on a new wing to the labyrinth, and the next day they'd be like, "Oh, what do we add? What'd you add to it? What do you have?" And so, like there was this week of just this labyrinth getting bigger and bigger. And after a week, they just wouldn't let me play anymore. I'd try to build on it and be like, no, give me those, give me those. We're building now.
That's awesome. That's really fun.
Minecraft has always been such a wholesome game, but that's a great story, man.
Yeah, my Minecraft story is commentating a tournament where it was like 3 different components. All the competitors, basically phase 1 was to recreate it was an event called Pixelmania hosted by the Connecticut Science Center. And they had to phase 1 was create the Science Center like in your own vision. So it was creative, really just kind of like a build session for, I think they had 2 hours to build, which is a good amount of time, and actually a lot of time when you think about younger kids just sitting down and just grinding a game. For some kids they can do that. Like that's me. Other kids, that's a long game session. But then there was a parkour element, and then there was also like a aggro crag climb the mountain and reach the diamond at the top course, which was neat. It was a lot of fun, and that just shows like the variety and the flexibility the game can have. When it comes to like all these different elements and things you can do in Minecraft, what is your favorite thing to do in Minecraft, Brian?
Oh man, there is a server called Bed Wars where your bed is actually where you respawn in games, and you can go and destroy other people's beds so they stop respawning, and it's pretty much the last man standing. But this server is incredible, has a great fan base, and an even more toxic and relatable group of people playing it. People my age still are playing it. So Bed Wars has never gone away.
Is it an esport?
I think it is now, actually. I actually think it is. I think Bed Wars has its own Twitch category under Minecraft.
What?
I think it does. Yeah.
Okay, I know there's like Minecraft Dungeons, but that's like a standalone
Mhm.
game, right? That's something
Mhm.
different. But this is a fan-made mod or community-made mod
Mhm.
or game type. Are there multiple Bed Wars, or is it one server?
It's called Hypixel.
Oh
but
yeah,
there are
Hypixel is like
multiple-
the big
yeah,
server where they have all kinds of
yeah,
different everything. I mean, tons of
Mhm.
stuff.
right. Which just basically stands to tell how great Minecraft is, that you're actually able to do stuff like that.
And Minecraft is like a
Uh,
business at this point, probably, right? I don't know.
Right. Roblox is another game that's kind of like
Oh.
that, and yeah.
Whoa.
But
Mm.
yeah, I mean they're literally going public this week.
Roblox,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Brian's like, I'm gonna get my
it's a big
stocks in my
business.
Roblox.
Robux.
It's the next GME.
I'm not gonna say anything on the show, but yeah, that's funny.
It's all gaming related.
All gaming related.
I
Well,
feel like Roblox is to Minecraft as what connects are to Legos. It's
so where does Mega Bloks land?
that in between? Yeah.
I did love Connect. Connects were so different than Legos. They're
But they
definitely
weren't Legos.
no, they weren't. They're not around
they
anymore,
were
are
not
they?
Legos. No.
They're-
maybe I should have picked on Mega Bloks in that comparison there, but
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Eric, I didn't know you were a Lego fan. That's funny.
actually, apparently, I just found out a couple weeks ago that my mother hung on to about half of my old Lego collection.
Oh,
So we went to visit, and I spent at least half of the time just building with Legos. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie.
That's awesome. I'm sure we could go on this conversation forever, but yeah.
I have a lot of fond memories building Legos with my brother as well growing up. We made big mechs essentially because I've always been fascinated by like Japanese mechas, Transformers, Iron Man, that kind of stuff. So that's what we always did with Legos. But now we have Minecraft to be that digital Lego, which is Yeah, we've seen people build whole worlds and crazy tools. I think one of the other interesting things about Minecraft is the fact that there is a bit of programming in the game, right? With switches, you can write basic. It can teach kids basic code, which is incredible when you think about it.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
you wouldn't
Redstone.
believe some of the
Yeah.
things that my 7-year-old can do with Redstone, like I researched enough to get him started with it. Like there's some really just sort of fun things you can do pretty easily, have things that turn on when you walk over a switch and whatnot.
Yep.
But honestly, he wrote like an essay for school a couple weeks ago about how to make a triple piston extender, and I could only follow about half of it. There are some pretty
Yeah.
incredible things you can do.
Very cool.
Yeah. Minecraft, I've seen people make working calculators, computers, stuff like that on YouTube with Redstone. Me personally, I feel like where I'm like, okay, that's a little too much is when I have to watch a YouTube tutorial how to make a door open and close, like the sticky piston ones. So Minecraft has this amazing mechanical engineering feature to it. And the way that people are taking that to the next level and legitimately breaking the game in some instances with making flying devices and stuff like that. It's absolutely impressive to see what the Minecraft community is capable of.
That's
And
cool.
with RTX, absolutely love it. Taking that to the next level.
What a wonderful segue, as RTX
Yeah.
is, of course, like the big evolution of the game. And Brian, as we were setting up the show, you said you've seen people even call it Minecraft 2.0 on social media before, which is, again, just how big of a change it is overall to the feel and the depth. I mean, if you guys don't know what RTX is, it's ray traced lighting, where your shadows, your reflections, and rays of light are literally traced so that the sun has a beam, and then that lands and hits something and creates a sunspot or a shadow. And with a game like Minecraft, I mean, this makes perfect sense for realistic games when you think about Control. Just an absolute beautiful game. You turn it on or off. The effects that you get are amazing. But then a game like Minecraft, when I first heard Minecraft RTX, my initial impression was to chuckle. I was like, huh, like Minecraft, does that need RTX? Like, is it even gonna be cool? Well, let me tell you, the answer is yes. It's the amount of glow and vibrance you can see just in this one image with the lava. I wish we had like an on-off image to show right here with that, but we don't. But it's okay because this is still impressive at how good this looks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really incredible, kind of the suite of technologies that NVIDIA and Mojang put together for this. You really have to talk about a combination of things. Yeah, first is, of course, the ray traced lighting. Ray tracing is, like been kind of a dream in the gaming world for quite a while, right? This idea that we're going to do lighting naturally by calculating the path of rays of light from sources to surfaces. But it's really only until you hit the recent generations of NVIDIA graphics cards that you have just the sheer computational muscle to make that many calculations in real time for you to enjoy a game at a great FPS. The flip side of that is Minecraft RTX also has what they call physical based textures that really let you do crazy things with the basic blocks in the game, right? Like if you look at that image right there, all that lava, you need to have what they call emissive textures. You need to have your block be able to radiate light.
Mm.
And they put in some great controls for developers and, folks who like to tinker with the game.
So they had to
And then
rebuild all these
Mhm.
different building blocks of the game to support this evolution of Minecraft.
Yeah, that's why, like, to dig into Minecraft RTX, you're going to need to download a few things. The easiest way to dig in is just go to the marketplace in Minecraft, do a search for RTX, and look at some of the worlds that they're working with. Now, if you want to, as I like to, make your own sort of survival world and play with RTX glory, you're going to need to download a texture pack. NVIDIA has one that's easy to just
Makes
download and
sense.
install. hmm
Eric, I actually got to play in one of those Minecraft Microsoft RTX servers on the Coliseum. And that was one of the most
Oh
impressive
man.
hand-built things I've ever seen in my entire life. And the fact with the ray tracing going through the Colosseum arches and the way that the sun was setting, it was like I feel like I'm going to blow up my GPU right now. It felt like a render test, like a benchmark. But it wasn't, and it was all accessible. Everything was easy, and it was perfect. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
What of the worlds have you checked out? The Colosseum does
I
look
got to
stunning. Have you
yeah
picked at any other ones?
yeah I got to do modern skyscrapers. That's actually the one I did the TikTok review of Minecraft RTX. And when I published that, people were like, "Wait, this is out?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the servers are out. They got to check it out." And these are available to people, so I highly encourage you guys to just even go through these because they're incredible.
If I can encourage one, go check out Aquatic Adventure
Hmm.
because nothing showcases the lighting effects more than being underwater. It is
Really?
absolutely stunning underwater. Like pictures do not do it justice.
Cool. Yeah, one thing that I have heard is that the Minecraft RTX is much better than the first initial release of the beta. I guess the
Oh,
performance
yeah.
was pretty rough when it first came out, and a lot of people tried it, and they might not have gone back to try it again. Yeah, you're laughing. It was that bad, huh?
Listen, yeah.
Yeah.
Last spring, right? As soon as the beta was available, I got into the Xbox Insider program. I downloaded that. I ran it. Now, at the time, I was using like the best gaming graphics card on the market, the RTX 2080 Ti, right?
Mhm.
I'm using it in a top of the line AMD Ryzen system. And if I turned up the view distance, Minecraft RTX would just murder that thing. It was wow.
Was this on the
But what?
GA35?
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Yep.
the GA30. That's
Mhm.
so I
Like
now have
one of
that
the
Ready for
PC,
liftoff.
right? And this
Yeah.
PC slaughters any game I throw at it. It has no problem with
Mhm.
anything. That's hilarious.
No,
So optimization is a
but
big deal, and it sounds like they've
oh
been
yeah.
dedicated to the cause, and things are a lot better now.
Oh, absolutely. Just this morning, I fired up RTX on. I have the ROG Strix G17 sitting on the desk here in front of me. I did, a quick test of a quick benchmarking run, and I was getting 94 frames per second.
So that's a display that supports up to 300, but you're playing in what 1440p or is that 1080p?
It's a 1080p.
Still getting almost
Yep.
100 FPS on a laptop, and with full RTX effects on. That's great. That's really good.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
running this server with a 2060 before I got my new card. And it was able to do it completely. I was getting like 70s, mid 70s
Nice.
for the 2060. So it's capable, even on, the lower RTX side. But
Yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
capable.
The 2060 is kind of your entry level RTX
Mhm.
card, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely capable of Minecraft RTX right now. Like,
Cool.
you won't be able to increase the view distance all that far, but you can still enjoy an awful lot with that.
Yeah, just looking at the photo on the screen, you can really just see kind of what the sun shafts look like, the beam coming in from that top left window, or the second one, just you can see the light spot on the ground. And that's all in real time. If the sun was to rise and go over and change angles, all that light is going to move with it. And that is what makes this so impressive at the end of the day. It really makes it feel so much more alive. The whole world is breathing and reflecting, and light is bouncing off your sword. If it's got some kind of enchantment with a glow on it, that's going to reflect on the stone below you. It's so cool.
Right. And I get like why it was so demanding at first, especially with, this real-time event and stuff. But the way that they've actually taken it to the next level to make these things look as good as they do in real time, which is still crazy to me that my 2060 could run this stuff. But, flying around in creative mode, going and everything, all the chunks are still loading in, that the areas are still correctly loading exactly like this picture. You could see that through the trees, and that was just something so cool that the game of Minecraft didn't feel the same anymore at that point. When I was like, okay, this is not Minecraft anymore. This is it just felt like a whole new title.
Minecraft 2, 2.0.
Minecraft 2, yeah.
Yeah. Just beyond the way that it looks good, I feel like that's the really big achievement of Minecraft RTX. Like, how often do you get a chance to play a beloved game for the first time all over again? And that's really what it feels like.
That's cool.
You know, just the first time you start just mining, you put a torch up on the wall and you see how the light just diffuses naturally. Like, I get a little obsessed with that, you know, just like clearing blocks and watching the light behave naturally. It's an experience I've just never had in a game. You know, light is usually something static, something kind of preset. And here I get to play with it. It makes the caves feel dangerous again, you know, like it's really shadowy when you get away from your torches. I'm putting up way too many torches because I don't know, the caves feel dangerous again. Like I
Hmm.
keep jumping when it makes those goofy sounds in the background, like it's a horror game.
Yeah, and
You
this
get
is
down to the lava and the red glow. Oh man.
this update is or the next Minecraft update. I think it's 1.17, right? I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but the new cave
The
update.
caves update?
Yeah,
Oh,
this RTX is going to be spectacular on that.
absolutely.
Jake, if you don't know, the new update is going to allow these cave systems to be completely reworked. We've had a traditional cave system with the addition of ravines,
Okay.
but with this new update, it's actually going to completely change the entire system of underground caves. Make them wider, longer, more mobs, more structures
So
inside.
it's a whole new game at that point. Like if
It,
yeah.
it is, yeah, it totally is. And this RTX update is really going to be critical, I think, for this, these long caves and these structures
Very cool.
to really
Yeah,
experience that full new way. Yeah.
you know, I would just point out to like anyone who you played like Minecraft like 10 years ago or so, like there's so much to check out in the base
Mhm.
game alone at this point. You look at their recent updates, their Mojang is on a roll. Overhauled Underwater, the overhauled Nether. Oh man, the new Nether is amazing. And with the updates to caves, like, oh,
It's
I'm gonna be
confusing. The new Nether, I am like walking like 20 times slower because of Soul Stone, and now it's crazy. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just I am not. I keep dying there, so
Well,
I'm having a rough time.
the old Nether was, I mean, it was, I
Hmm.
loved that the old Nether existed, but it was kind of this one and done sort of experience, right? You go in, you get your blaze rod, you never go back. Like, because there wasn't that much variety in there. It was creepy, but it was kind of one note. Now
Hmm.
it's a complete world in and of itself.
That's cool. You guys are giving me that Minecraft itch. You're making me want to make the plunge.
Yeah, Jake, I can hold your hand.
And I'll hold your hand in Valheim.
Valheim, yeah.
It'll be beautiful. So just kind of speaking about RTX effects, I mean, I think we've kind of covered what they are and why they make Minecraft really fresh for you guys to jump back into. What games would you like to see get a similar treatment? Because we think there are other games that have been around for a long time, and I'm going to start this conversation with a game that's started to get this. World of Warcraft has ray trace shadows, and they have up to 3 different qualities. And shadows is cool. I think back on like WoW when Cataclysm dropped. I think it was Cataclysm, and they added brand new water. They revamped the water in the game. They've revamped the weather effects in the game. And World of Warcraft's a game that I always come back and I play each new expansion, and then I'll cancel it and I'll come back again for a little while. But I feel like if they were able to give it this same kind of treatment with lighting effects, that would be truly impressive for a game like WoW.
Hmm.
You know, as a guy who loves WoW and WoW Classic and is about to get sucked into Burning Crusade all over again, I couldn't agree more. You know, just those. I mean, Warcraft has a great game world. I love it to death. I love every corner, but it definitely ray tracing would bring some life into that world. That would be kind of fascinating to see.
Just
I'm gonna go with a. Oh, sorry. Go
no,
ahead, Jake.
no. I'm nerding out about thinking about every little thing, like the glow of enchantments in that game, torches on the walls, day-night cycles where light becomes more important. That would be WoW 2, essentially. You don't need to make a new World of Warcraft. You don't need a new engine. It's already got a timeless feel to it, but something like that really could make it feel like WoW 2. But anyways, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Unpopular, but I would love to see a traditional Star Wars title with RTX. I think it's a great way to take those older memories, and bring this up a lot, but Shadows of the Empire. What an amazing game with RTX, the ability. I know it's not going to happen, but the ability of these things, or the lighting and some of those cinematics, can make this game a modern game because the mechanics are groundbreaking. It literally made the N64 a trustworthy Star Wars title after Rogue Squadron, and I love that game.
I've been wondering if Disney would reboot Dash Rendar in a TV show.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I've been
so-
wondering if they would recycle that character because a lot of people love Dash Rendar as a character from Shadows of the Empire. A lot of people grew up loving that game, myself included. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, the Outrider was actually in Rebels.
Yep.
His ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We're nerding down on Star Wars now.
Yes,
fine.
we always go down loopholes.
I'll never forget the cheat code Wampa Stompa on one of the maps that let you play as a Wampa, and the controls were awful, but I loved every minute of it.
That's a good one.
Great times.
Yeah, but any of those Star Wars titles, really. Republic Commando is getting a remaster. It's coming to Switch. But the idea of immersion is huge for Star Wars titles. And that's what RTX does best.
It does. I think that's a good way to put RTX. It really just makes everything that much more realistic and immersive. Even with a game like Minecraft that is not about realism, somehow it makes it feel more real and alive.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas, 2 words for you.
Uh-oh.
Silent Hill.
No.
I want it.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you.
That would actually take that game be way too scary.
Do either of you have the Xbox Game Pass? Because there's a game on there right now called The Medium, which you should check out if you're interested in ray tracing.
It looks really good, The Medium. Yeah,
it really does. And just the third person, like forced perspective camera, really lets you enjoy and see all the shadows from, that classic sort of like shoulder mounted flashlight. I don't know why all these horror games have these like shoulder mounted flashlights.
Phasmophobia,
I've never seen one in real life, I don't think. How is it that they keep stumbling across them? Anyway, but playing The Medium has me just kind of itching to go back to what for me is just the granddaddy of those horror games, Silent Hill, and enjoy that with realistic shadows and light. Oh man, I'm ready to dare the nightmare again.
I'd like to see that even just on the Resident Evil Village, right? That it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see ray tracing included in that title. I hear they're remaking Resident Evil 4, which is a lot of people's favorites Resident Evil. That was actually my first Resident Evil I ever played. So it'd be nice to see it, brought to that. But
looking at the demos for Resident Evil Village, I don't know how they're doing some of that lighting in there without ray tracing.
It's impressive.
It's like Dead Space. An amazing lighting team. And I know they're making a new game. And to see something like RTX, but that omniant lighting, that'll take Silent Hill a run for its money.
Fighting words there.
Yeah, no, Dead Space, good stuff. Yeah,
you brought up Medium, and now I just got the Flow X13 in the mail to stream with on Friday, and I'm like, what game should I play on this? And maybe I'll play Medium because I do Friday streams every week that are a little bit different, varying in topics. But it has a 3080 with the eGPU, so I have the XG Mobile with a 3080. So it'll be my first time using a 3080. So that should be a lot of fun.
And the fact that it's portable is even more mind blowing.
It is mind blowing. It's like this.
Yeah.
Well, I would happily tune into a stream to hear you shriek hear you shriek when the mod jumps out.
Still in the wrap. It's right here.
Oh, in the wrapper.
Just showed up. Haven't played with it yet, but really, really cool device. This is a 13-inch laptop that can plug into an external GPU, which is also like a dock. Now we're just talking about products. We've gone off topic, but everybody's I see Brian's oh, I'm ready to hear about this.
I didn't know.
It's cool because it's like a tablet, it's a laptop, and it's a desktop. Whatever you want it to be, it can be all three. So yeah, I'm really stoked because as soon as we get off this podcast here, that's my next project. So a lot of fun. Well, that's not true. We're doing a show. ROG Phone 5 launches this week, so we're gonna be talking about that too. So a lot going on here at ROG.
Yeah,
I'm
back
ready
to
talk
Minecraft.
ROG Phone 5.
We all want.
I bet Minecraft on the ROG Phone 5. There we go.
Yeah, I know there's an application for Minecraft.
On phones?
For mobile. Yep.
I believe it. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep that base going. Gotta keep that building going. Is it cross-platform? Probably not.
It's not.
Yeah.
I know it's something that I think Microsoft is working on.
Mojang.
But
Yeah.
Mojang, yeah. Yeah.
But Mojang is owned by Microsoft, so valid. Yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts on Minecraft? Like what is the one thing that really keeps you coming back more than anything else to Minecraft?
Eric, you got this one.
You know, honestly, it's about the time with my kids. That's where it is. Like, my sons and I have this world, like where we've committed. All right, this is survival only. We're not switching it to creative to get a full suit of diamond armor. We are working on this, and that's this world where we've been slowly working our way towards the Ender Dragon together.
So if you
And,
die in
it's just
survival,
been-
what is the repercussion?
The stuff that you're holding, most of it is gone. Though if
You
can
can't
make
reclaim
back
it?
to
Oh,
where you lost it, you
okay.
can reclaim
Okay.
what you can. But
Yeah.
you fall into a pit of lava, and
You're not getting it back. Can you make a lava boat?
well,
I'm sure some redstone engineer has found a way.
yeah,
Yeah.
there might be a way to break the game in that regard, but just there's just something special, about finding like an abandoned mine or a stronghold and gearing up together and going in. Like,
Yeah.
the way that I can kind of get lost in mining, and the kids will get lost in making some kind of weird chicken farm that I don't entirely understand. Like, just there's nothing quite like that feeling of playing together.
Sounds like you're gonna love Valheim. Not to just make this a Valheim show, but it's very
Hey,
similar.
man, I feel it.
They definitely drew from Minecraft for inspiration. That's
I like that. That's the way Minecraft is going to be for the next generation. Explaining games, you're going to say, well, it's like Minecraft, but,
Yeah.
all right, it's like Minecraft, but with this, Minecraft, but with that. It's just this.
Makes sense.
Just this
For
point
me-
of comparison for a generation of games.
Yeah, Eric, that's funny that you point that out because I use that so often. I say like, "Oh, this is the Minecraft of," but you're totally right. It's crazy how that like becomes a part of our vocabulary and how sentimental and how important these games are. Because that's why I keep coming back. Is this game is timeless. It has never aged, and when it does, it just gets better.
Yeah.
And every time I come back, I have that same fresh feeling for the next 2 months where I just go through a Minecraft phase, and then it's like, all right, back to Call of Duty and being, these basic games. And then every other month, I'm like, well, maybe I'll start up Minecraft with my friends again. And we just get sucked into it for these phases of our lives, where we just go through Minecraft. I had a buddy he got into a breakup, and he's like, I would just want to play Minecraft.
That's how he copes.
We played that server for like 2 weeks, beat the dragon, and just, all right, see you later, man. Now we just talk, but we don't play Minecraft like we used to.
Yeah.
So I still get that sense of nostalgia every time I play.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's also one of those communities that is greatly strengthened by the modding culture behind it, right? The amount of creativity and custom control that these little niche communities can exist within this game. There's all these different Minecraft communities that all have different likes and their own servers, their own worlds, etc. And that little pocket of the game is their home. Right. And there's more games that have done that. Nowadays we think about that becoming a little bit more common, but Minecraft's one of the games that took this old school, not to say that culture didn't exist in PC gaming before that, because it absolutely did, but it did it really well, and it made it more accessible to all ages, I feel. Whereas in the past, I feel like that wasn't necessarily the case. And it was a little bit harder to get into those communities. They were a little bit more, you had to be kind of like hardcore about the game to really discover those communities and jump in and become part of that.
Oh yeah. I feel that's one of the enduring just qualities of the PC as a gaming platform that makes me just prefer it just always. Like, I remember back in the 90s, I was making my own maps for Doom and Doom 2, just or jumping ahead, like playing Elder Scrolls Morrowind and solving that game's many problems by grabbing mods from online.
That is the
You
first
think
game
about
that ever
World of
just
Warcraft.
straight stumped me. That's like the first game I ever picked up and didn't beat was Morrowind.
Morrowind did not apologize for how
It did not.
difficult and mean it was at times.
And I was probably like 7, so.
I've only heard of this game.
Yeah.
I just am laughing along because I played Skyrim. That was my game growing up. Yeah.
Oh,
Same world. Well,
I got so lucky.
it's a good game.
back in my day, we didn't have quest arrows pointing where to go.
We definitely did not.
Rumbling like an old man over here.
Obscure text and like even WoW didn't have arrows. It was all mods. Original WoW was, go to this mountain and do something. Good luck.
And then we all downloaded Quest Helper. So,
but it wasn't there when the game first dropped. When we think about our first playthrough, if you played when WoW was a brand new game, there were no mods, there were no add-ons, there was no guide online on how to do stuff. It was this world to explore and discover, and I think that was, I don't know, pretty special. We'll have to do a WoW podcast one of these days for real, because I think there's a lot of nostalgia to draw from, especially going into BC.
That show's going to be like 5 hours.
No. It's going to be multiple days long. We're just going to play WoW. We're just going to commit.
Yeah.
There we go. The weekend-long live stream. Jake, Eric, and Brian playing Burning Crusade Classic. Let's do it.
No, I'm not a big Warcraft guy.
You're gonna learn.
No, like Eric said, I put my head down and hours pass. I put it back up and just a whole day's passed.
Yeah. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to cover our Minecraft show. A lot of fun just kind of chatting with you guys. It's cool to hear that they were able to take this RTX technology, struggle with it at the start, and then figure it out and make it something that just runs really well, and makes the game feel like a 2.0. Like, what else can you ask for? If you release a feature that makes it feel like this is the next version of the game completely, that's incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
And I really
Ahead,
want to emphasize how accessible it is. If your GPU has an RTX in its name, give this a try.
Download it. If you own Minecraft, Windows 10 edition, I believe it's the Bedrock version. RTX is there. I do not believe there is Java support. I think there might be a community mod or something in the works, but it's not something that Mojang has expressed any public updates on that they plan to do. So
yeah, I don't.
It is what it is.
That happening.
Yeah. Windows 10 version. So
yeah.
But Brian, what you got? Anything big coming up this week on TikTok? Any cool projects?
I'm going to benchmark these AMD GPUs alongside some articles. So I'm doing a bipartisan post where we're doing the article side and the TikTok side. We're going to kind of meet and make something together. Yeah. So
that sounds fun.
Got that coming up.
How about you, Eric?
Oh, I have my hands on the ROG Strix G17. I am having a blast with all sorts of different gaming experiences here. I'm happy to write about those. And I get to write about my latest gaming obsession. Have either of you played For the King?
No.
I have not.
Oh, man. If you have any love for like tabletop role-playing games, like getting your friends together, setting up a big role-playing game.
I'm a D&D nerd, at least.
It gives you that experience online with a roguelike game. It's finely tuned and really just a blast.
I know some friends that would probably go nuts for this game, so I'm going to have to at least recommend it. But it's co-op, though? That's the big difference, though, right? Because every roguelike I've played has been single player.
Yeah, that's... Like, I love the description of this game, like you go to the developer, like, all right, what kind of game is this? And you're like, well, it's a roguelike tabletop RPG. And you're like, wait a minute, what?
That is.
How do all these words fit together?
Yeah, it's kind of like Castle Crashers, right? Kind of like that.
No, not even.
No, not even.
I think, well, it all comes down. Castle Crashers is more of a side-scroll hack and slash, right? It's more of a 2D, like, classic arcade type game, Whereas as from For the King, it sounds like it's more like, if it's like a tabletop game, that sounds like it's turn-based, right?
Mm.
So it's slower
Yeah.
combat, where it's more like in a menu choosing your spell or your attack, or to use an item, and then
Okay.
progressing from
Oh,
tile
yeah.
to tile, but also gaining power-ups as you go. Being the roguelike, you're going to choose a random build for your character, essentially. So my question for you, Eric, is, just because I'm now very curious about this game, is what is like the play session look like? What is like the start to finish of like a normal level, or whatever, however it's built or broken out?
All right. Well, it has a variety of game modes, but kind of the basic one, drops you in this world where chaos is creeping into the land. The king has been slain, right? And on every turn, you have the opportunity to move. You can engage in combat, and depending on how close your teammates are, they may not be close. It'll bring you into combat with it, and combat is
Hmm.
very much like JRPG style. Like everybody kind of has their hero off to one side of the screen, and you select an attack from a menu. But the game is really hard. It is not easy. It is not easy at all. Like, it has a warning when you load it up, like you will probably die. You have to click I understand to move
Wow.
to even like load up the game. Like, you're intended to like lose a lot. But the thing is that in every playthrough, you build up this currency called lore that you can spend on new um, characters to play, new gear that'll show up in the game, new encounters and things that'll give you a leg up.
Yeah.
So, like you usually play like a couple hours with friends, you'll make it farther, maybe not so far, but the next time you load up the next night, you're going to be better equipped.
It's
And that sense of progression is really,
it's really satisfying. Like
and fun.
Hades is like a gem. If anyone's ever played that, that is single player,
Mhm.
very hack and slash. But again, the progression in that is the same. You're gonna lose. You're gonna die in almost every run, right? And when you finally do complete a run, it's gonna be like, I did it. Or
Dark.
you'll have defeated X number of bosses and be like, okay, second boss down, right? I'm making progress, and you're getting upgrades, you're getting new weapons. Feels really good. And each playthrough is, of course, unique in terms of the build decisions you're given.
Yeah, you almost kind of want to die at some point, like, oh man, if I could start over, I could do this, this, and this. Oh, that would be
Until
great.
you get that amazing run where it's like, all right, this is my win. This is my perfect build.
Yep.
This is OP.
There it is.
Really satisfying, really fun stuff. For me, I'm just going to shout out Valheim again, consuming my soul, ruining everything. My Steam account says 260 hours played almost. So that can't be accurate. It's not accurate. The game's on right now, probably just counting more time, right?
I saw a picture on Reddit of someone who made Notre Dame inside of the game. What do
Yeah.
you have?
I mean, I could show my castle to you another time, but it's pretty impressive. It's not Notre Dame, but it's
Okay.
it's a pretty
Nice.
big castle that we made, wedged into the side of a mountain and completely fortified from all the enemies that try to attack it. We do get random dragons assaulting it here and there, and they will sometimes try to kill our dog. We have a pet wolf, which we keep him indoors for the most part because we don't want a random dragon to kill him. That would be very sad. But no, it's really
Well,
fun.
send me a screenshot of your castle, and I'll send you a picture of my loaf of bread.
Okay, it's a deal. Eric was literally making bread as we set up for the show, so everyone can understand the context of that comment. But all right, guys, that's going to do it here for ROG Sidequest. Later this week, we are unveiling the ROG Phone 5. We'll be doing a podcast where we dive in and take a firsthand look, just discussing it, talking about what's new with it, really just kind of that personable firsthand discussion about this new product, which is going to be unveiled to the world tomorrow, like first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. East Coast, 3 a.m. Pacific. So we are, hours away from that product being shown off to the world. And it's cool. It's all I can say. All we can say right now is I can't wait to talk about it. So that'll be, we're going to do an episode of podcast later this week, potentially tomorrow morning, right after the live show. We're still working out the kinks, figuring out the exact timing of everything. And then I'll be playing on Friday with this guy, the new Flow X13, a 13-inch portable laptop tablet. It can transform into either or, but it also has an external GPU that plugs in directly to the side of it, turning it into a desktop effectively. I'm going to just basically plug that into my current setup that I have with my audio interface, my two displays, my 2 cameras, my mouse, my keyboard, all with one plug. Just boop, everything's connected, and I can't wait to try it out. So look forward to that. Beyond that, guys, GG's. Thanks for tuning in to our Minecraft RTX episode of ROG Sidequest. We've got many more discussions. If you're interested in hearing more about other survival games like Valheim, check the past broadcasts here on Twitch, because last week we actually did a whole show dedicated to that. But till next time, GG's, everyone.